I'm all blinked out today, dude.
Today on the podcast, we saw how many Rocky Mountain oysters Lance can eat in under 60 seconds.
Welcome to my party. We're just getting started. A life is a dream.
It is Friday Night in Phoenix, and you're locked in to the best damn podcast in all the land. Your mom's favorite podcast, the Absolute Geek Podcast. I'm Matt.
I am Lance.
Hey, and we made it 2 weeks in a row. Woo.
And
that ends this week, and we won't be here next week. That ends this week. But tip of the cap, tips fedora to the fact that we were here 2 weeks in a row, I guess.
I know, man. It's tough when it's just the two of us, man. Listen to my third world problems.
That's all we got. Just the two of us. Just you and I.
Just me, myself, and I. Dude, how was your week?
Super shitty.
Really? Even though you're gearing up to move?
Yeah, super shitty.
I saw that beautiful Ted Lasso poster that your wifey got you.
Oh yeah, it's right behind me actually.
The thing was fucking sweet.
It's pretty badass. They have a really bad, like my new office. I'll get to my week in a minute. But my new office, I'm like, when we move, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to display like my comic books all over the walls anymore. And I'm kind of really getting into these yeah, I'm kind of getting into like these super minimalistic like movie posters because I found this person on Etsy that makes like these super minimalistic movie posters for all these different movies, like the Ted Lasso one, and they have a really badass Into the Spider-Verse one. And I was like,
so it's on Etsy?
Yeah, they're on Etsy. But I'm like, man, those are so badass. So I'm thinking of doing like putting up, of course, my Kevin Smith posters and stuff, and then like doing my Turtles poster that I got, and then a couple of these super minimalistic posters.
Is it the one with the big Miles Morales face and then them standing on top?
No.
All right, I'll find it. I will try to find it. What does it look like?
I can probably find it real quick. I can grab the link to it and post it in the chat. But while I'm doing that,
Go ahead.
So my week, it's been super shitty because my wife actually has been out of town working all week. So I've had my daughter, and my daughter doesn't like to sleep. So yes, that one.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, isn't that badass?
Yeah. It comes framed?
No, you have to frame it yourself, but like it comes on like super thick paper. Like it's really good quality.
Yeah, like a super cardstock.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome,
definitely
dude.
want to put that up. I definitely want to get that and put it up in my office.
See,
but anyways,
oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say my daughter doesn't like to sleep. So Monday we had to take my dog to the vet because last Friday he just started like yelping whenever he would walk and shit. And so he's on anti-inflammatories and they're giving him diarrhea. So Tuesday night, my daughter woke up at like 1 a.m. I just gone to bed. She woke up at 1 a.m. and she was up until 5. So, and I get up at 7:30 for work. So I got like an hour of sleep, 2 hours of sleep. Then the next night, my dog has fucking diarrhea. So he's needs to go out every fucking 10 minutes. And then last night, he still got diarrhea. And then my daughter's up. So it's like trying to get her back to sleep. Then he needs to go outside to shit. And then, so that resets her. So the last 3 days, I've not slept. I'm tired as shit. I'm running on pure adrenaline right now. So that's been my week. And then on top of moving, I actually signed all the documents to sell my house right before we came on the fucking podcast. So I am
leaving.
Have you seen this?
Yes.
Everywhere.
That's all I could think about when you were talking about your dog.
They shit on the windows.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My house is full of shit. He shit
There's shit all over the wall.
When can we do it?
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that's all I needed to share.
But that was my week. So, and then next weekend, so now of course we're going into the 4th of July. We close on our house on the 5th, and then next weekend we're doing all the moving stuff. So by the time we come back, I will be in my new podcasting office, ready to rock and roll.
Is your office bigger?
A little bit, yeah.
That's what I want so bad, dude. I want a nice big office so I can put like all my musical stuff in it, my guitars and everything, and amps and stuff.
I mean, it looks like you got it plenty big enough now.
It's only this office is like, it's, I think what it is the way it's laid out.
Mm-hmm.
But like I have a big desk that takes up a lot of this room.
Well,
my desk is 8 feet by 6 feet.
Yeah.
But
overcompensating for something.
No, I like it because my kids are homeschooled, so often I'll have them sit over here while I'm working, and then I can help them with their like workbooks and stuff. So it's nice big desk.
What about you?
Yeah, that's what I want, dude. I want a nice big office I can put a recording studio and stuff in. You need a lot of room for that.
Yeah, it's a little ridiculous, but
but yeah, dude, I'm just happy the week's fucking over, dude. I'm leaving out of town on Sunday. I'll be gone for a week. This week at work was tough, dude. Just tough. A lot of shit to catch up on before you go out of town, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily my boss was like, hey, we're not coming in on Thursday, so I didn't have to drive to the office one of the days I normally would, so that was nice.
That's exciting.
But dude, funny story. So my mom was calling me like a crazy person during our last show on Friday. And because there was a car accident by my house, and she freaks out every time because she lives too close to me. And she's like calling my wife and I. We never answer our phones. You know this, Matt.
Yeah.
Never. And fucking, she's like, why wouldn't you answer me? I was like, well, Mom, I was in the podcast. I do the podcast. I did say every night, but that's not true because we're not consistent. But I do the podcast every night. She's like, oh, I didn't know you did a podcast. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I always have done the podcast. You know, I've done the podcast. I'm going to Comic-Con in 2 weeks. I told the whole family that I'm going for the podcast. So she decides to check out the podcast.
Nice.
She got 5 minutes in and said, why are you cursing so much? I can't listen to this.
Nice. That's why we do it. It's a deterrent. It's a mother deterrent.
I think that's the episode that I said, fuck, fuckity, fuck, fuck, fuck. But yeah, she's like, you don't talk like that. I was like, well, I do talk like that, just not around you. But never thought she would go hunt for it. And now she knows that I'm a foul-mouthed sailor, and she'll never look at me the same again.
Everyone's, you know, at some point, all parents' like image of you being just this golden child is got to be destroyed anyways, right?
Well, I thought that got ruined at 17, dude, when I moved out and started doing drugs and drinking, and
yeah,
you know what I mean? I thought that happened then, but apparently I like, you know, rised back up to the occasion in my parents' eyes, and now I've just disappointed them again.
She was like, I'm gonna overlook this, and now she can't overlook it anymore.
She's like, the drugs, the alcohol, that was fine. The women, that was fine.
You said
as soon as you start saying the F word.
You said the F word on a podcast.
You said potty words.
You used foul language in front of a lady. In front of your mother.
She tells me, and I love my mom, so none of this is supposed to be disparaging towards her, but she goes, Lance, when you curse like that, you seem less intelligent. And I said, Mom, sometimes cursing like that is the only way I can get my point across. God damn it.
And then I say, Lance's mom, every time your son opens his mouth, he sounds less intelligent.
Oh man. Dude, did we just have our 2-year anniversary of the Reborn podcast? Was it 2 years ago that I joined this shit?
It was right during 2020. I want to say during the pandemic.
Has it been 3 years?
It might be. I really don't. I really don't remember, honestly.
I think
I
it.
really don't remember.
I think Olivia was born in 2020, and I think we started right around the time Olivia was born, because I think I started, and then you and Max did it while I took a couple weeks off for the baby.
Yeah, and then I don't think Max had James yet either.
Definitely wasn't during the pandemic.
I don't know. Yeah, it was. It definitely was.
Didn't I join the podcast before you?
No,
two started
it
dating, or
wasn't.
no, were you?
Yeah, no. It had to have been early. It had to have been late 2021 because I was already dating Aaron, and I was doing.
Oh, you were? Okay.
Yeah, I was already dating Aaron, and I was doing Flip Side.
Yeah, so I thought it was.
It was
2
like
years.
October 2021 that I left Flip Side. So yeah,
That makes
like
more sense.
November 2021. That's still technically during the pandemic, honey.
No, it was June. I know for a fact it was in the middle of the summer.
No,
Yeah.
no, because I was living with
I'm pretty
Aaron.
sure it was June.
And then she moved in with me.
He's stumbling or something.
I don't know.
Listens to almost every episode. He probably knows better than
But,
both of us combined.
well, I mean, I could literally look real fast, and
that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just saying, dude, we have something to celebrate. Max didn't last long.
No, I didn't expect him to.
I still make fun of him for it.
All these quitters.
Dude, I'm just like, what else am I doing on a Friday night? I get to talk to my buddy Matt. Get to talk about some movies and shit. Get to piss off my mother.
Movies and shit.
It's so fun pissing off your mother, kids.
Hell yeah, it is.
The more you know. I don't even know. Was there a theme song for that? Or did I just start singing that? The more you know. You remember the more you know things?
Doon, doon, doon. That's what it was. But you just started singing something. I don't know.
That's my ADHD. I just start breaking out into songs, or I think of random quotes from movies and just start blurting them out.
I like how my wife jumped on here to keep you in line. She's like, it definitely wasn't.
I know. She's like, fucking Lance, I'm gonna keep
definitely wasn't.
You told her my wife was out of town, huh? So she's gonna keep me in line.
No, I didn't know your wife was out of town.
I didn't. Yeah, she left this morning. I'm meeting her up there on Sunday, so I am by my lonesome.
Nice.
I did tell you that. That's why I'm going to the movie tomorrow night.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, fucker. Yes, I did.
No, I don't think you did.
Well, I'm all by my lonesome.
Nice.
Dude, I love how, like, okay, February 10th on our Facebook page. Hello, everyone. Due to family obligations, we have made the difficult decision to cancel tonight's episode. We should start coming out with posts that say, due to family obligations, we made the difficult decision tonight to do an episode. Oh, man. I was so polite. Now we just don't show up. Stumbling's just sitting there. He's like, where the fuck are these guys?
No, just can't do it. Sorry.
Dude, summers are hard, man. Thank goodness it's kind of a slow movie year, because for some reason this summer feels busier than other summers. You know what I'm saying?
I just can't do it. Yeah. So it was almost 2 years ago.
Was it June or July?
That's still Kyle.
You started doing the show before we came on. I remember that. And we hadn't made the announcement.
It says it was 1 year ago.
No.
That's what it says. Your first episode with me was episode 275, taking Taskmaster to task.
Yeah, wasn't that?
So it was right before San Diego. I went to San Diego a year ago. So yeah, you were pretty close.
Was it 2 years?
No, 1 year.
There's no way I was on this podcast last year. When did you get married? January, right? No.
January.
Logan was born.
I got married in December or November of 2022. Logan was born in January of 2022.
Yeah, and I was on the show.
Yeah, you were
talking with you about Logan. Being born.
This is what YouTube says is 1 year ago. Who knows?
I'm so confused.
It's about normal for you.
Absolute Geek Remastered has a controversial Kyle character redesign. These old thumbnails, dude.
Huh?
It's a picture of Kyle. Let me see. Share screen window. These old thumbnails.
Oh yeah.
Kyle's a little bit too happy to be wherever. Where is he? San Diego?
No, that's at Phoenix Fan Fusion.
Was that?
Yeah.
Live July 9th. July 2nd, 2021. Yeah, here I found the announcement. Share screen. Here's the announcement.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, July 2nd, 2021. So actually, Sunday is 2 years.
I'm glad that was.
Gosh, I don't remember a lot of shit, but I'm pretty proud of myself for this one.
There you go.
Did I make this? I think I did. I'm the one that used the cartoon faces, huh?
Yeah.
And then this fucker had to leave. Oh, man. Memories. Joys. Thanks, Aaron.
Hello,
I was expecting
Joyce?
that from my hetero life partner over here.
No, I'm not Max. You must be mistaken.
Hey, we have an open marriage, Max and I.
Yeah, well.
And you unwillingly are being invited into that throuple. Is that the right term? Throuple?
Pass. With the hard pass on that.
Dude, you'll be changing your mind once I'm all sexy.
No.
Dude, everybody said, oh, that stuff's so I started weight loss medication today. Everybody's like, that stuff's gonna make you nauseous. Everybody I know takes it gets nauseous like immediately. I feel fine, dude. I think I'm just normally nauseous. So I don't know the difference.
Next thing you know, you're gonna start growing a vagina.
Of a J. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Gonna change.
That would be a lot of fun.
Why? So you flick your own bean?
Every movie where they like the guy and the girl switch bodies, what's the first thing the guy does?
Look at his boobs.
It looks at his boobs. You and I don't have that issue.
No, I look at my boobs every day.
Oh man. Dude,
Well, I'm a solid B cup now. All right.
Oh man.
Got bigger titties
Dude, so 2 weeks we're going to San Diego Comic-Con. Are you excited?
Meh. I mean, for me, it's just another go around, you know.
I'm excited. I'm excited to get to California.
Well, you should be excited. It's your first Comic-Con.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, but I'm just excited to get out of this easy bake oven that we're living in. It is hot as fuck, dude. What was the temp today?
100. I don't think it got up to 115, did it?
My car said it was 115.
Well, yeah, because your car was in direct sunlight. It's going to be hot this weekend. It's going to be 115 the next 3 days, which is good. So we should start seeing some monsoon season storms come our way.
So it says the high today was
This is a riveting podcast.
109.
Welcome to the National Weather Service podcast
I'm
featuring
just saying,
Matt
everybody be
Lance.
grateful. Be grateful that you don't live here through the months of
you
May.
got Kevin Hart has
to
cold as
August.
balls. Welcome to Hot as Balls, the podcast where we sit here and talk about Phoenix's weather for the next 7 days. The 7-day forecast is hot as fuck.
Did we get any hate mail from our conversation last week?
We got one off the wall comment that I'm surprised you didn't like see or say anything about.
What did it say? Someone called me an asshole?
No, not even close.
What was the show called? Oh, it was the Flash one, right? Is it in like our regular chat or regular comments?
I think I have to approve it. I don't think I ever approved it. I don't know. But it was just like something
What
like,
did Flash take out the MCU as well? Superhero movies are for queers.
yeah, that's that's the comment right there.
What did Flash take out the MCU as well? Superhero movies are for queers. Oh, he's saying that the MCU is doing the same thing that the DCU did.
I don't know what he's saying.
I
just what's up, Eric? I just laughed and went on my merry way. But
Mott 50 is his name. All right, dude. Well, you're entitled to your own opinion.
Man, I wish I didn't have freakishly large feet because these shoes are badass.
Do you know what's funny, dude? So when I was younger in high school and stuff, like this stuff that we're into, like, was for nerds, right?
It was pretty much like that for everyone.
And now, or what? Then it became awesome. It became the biggest thing in the world, right? And now are we starting to see the decline again? Am I going to be a nerd again?
No,
not in a good way.
I don't think you're seeing the decline of anything. If the massive amount of people that show up to conventions, you're not seeing the decline of anything.
But are they there for the comics, or are they there like Phoenix, dude, is filled with anime people?
Well, I mean, just comics alone doesn't make you a nerd. Like, yeah, it's filled with anime people, and then you got the people who are like the Walking Dead fans or Game of Thrones fans, or it's all kind of encompassing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these DCs. They did a sick DC crossover with Marvel and Deadpool.
So I saw those. I showed them to my wife,
Deadpool.
and she said, no. DC shoes, right?
Yeah, Eric says no, because all those nerds are raising more nerds, and we have the money. I wish I had the.
Yeah,
I wish I had the money.
Economy.
I can't even go to the fucking
Marvel.
Can't even go to the grocery store. Went to the grocery store the other night, bought 3 things, and paid fucking $60. It's ridiculous.
Dude, we went to Walmart last night. I bought my kids some candy, and like I walked out with maybe like 3 grocery bags and spent $200. Like not even full of shit. Like there was a couple t-shirts in there and stuff because Anna needed some stuff before she left.
Those are sick. The red and
they
black.
Really haven't changed these shoes since I was in high school.
Haven't.
Like they are still the same fucking shoes.
But I like DC's only because they're wider, because they're a skate shoe, and I have fucking
Are you walking around with flippers?
Yep. Those are the fucking clown.
See, I have wide feet. But not too wide. So I wear Nikes, but Nikes SBs, the skateboard Nikes, I can't wear. I bust out the side of them. But Vans I can wear just fine.
Yeah, I like DCs though. The only problem for me with DCs is their giant clunky shoes.
Yeah, not as bad as Osiris's. Do you remember those?
Mm-mm. No.
You don't remember Osiris's?
Nope.
Dude, you got to look up the Osiris D3s.
Unless that has something to do with the Mighty Ducks, I don't want to know.
Look at this shit, dude. This was the clunkiest shoe I'd ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah.
And then globes were really clunky. You remember globes
No.
or DVSs? You really never branched out of the DC.
Weather and
DC,
giant feet rocking this Friday night. Whoop whoop. Absolutely.
These fuckers. So your DC's got to be better than that.
Yeah, they are.
Like the tongue on these shoes was like it's like 2 inches thick.
Mm-hmm. Aaron likes to call
insane.
my shoes death traps. I have a size 15 foot. What do you want me to do?
So when I was in high school, which would have been the same time you were in high school, the bigger your shoes, like the more it made you look like a cartoon character, the cooler you were.
Mm.
But they were also the more expensive. Those D3s, I think when they came out were $250. Ridiculous.
I mean, I wore Nikes and all that right up until I couldn't get them in my size. And then I switched to DCs when I was an adult. But
DC makes a good shoe, dude. I've had many DCs. But before I could buy my own shoes, my parents bought me like World Industries shoes from like
your
Big
parents
Five.
still buy you underwear.
I just spent $150 on some Nike trainers, dude.
I'm sorry.
Fucking expensive. I needed new shoes before we go to Comic-Con.
Nah, that's a mistake.
Well, I'm already wearing them in. It's just my other ones were fucking the sole was all destroyed, and so I've been wearing them. So they're not going to be like fucking new. Velcro Keds. I had Velcro Vans. We called them prison shoes. And they were like weird muted colors, like gray and shit.
My choice of shoe growing up were LA Lights.
LA Lights?
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
You've never seen LA Light shoes, the ones that light up when you walk?
Mm-hmm. Like on little kids.
Well, when I was growing up, I would have been a little kid, yes.
Oh, I thought you were saying like right before like high school.
No. I was wearing
like
Nikes.
I've seen them for like my 4-year-old.
I was wearing Nikes, Fila's, or Adidas then. But all right, well, enough about giant feet in the weather and clothing. Let's get into geek news, shall we?
Geek news.
Geek news.
Geek move. Geek move. We have a Superman casting.
It started on the wrong slide.
Whoops.
Superman casting.
Whoops.
I like
yes,
that
we have announcement of our Superman and Lois Lane for James Gunn's Superman Legacy. And it's
what the hell is going on?
What are you doing?
You do it. I was trying to be helpful and I just fucked it all up.
It's David Corn Sweat.
What an unfortunate last name.
Yeah.
Rachel Brosnahan just looks like every girl I had a crush on in high school.
Yeah. I think they could have done better for Lois Lane.
She's a fantastic actress, dude. She's won like 4 Emmys or something like that.
I've actually never heard of either of these people.
Well, you've heard of the Marvelous Miss Maisel.
Yes, I have.
That's what she's famous for. And she was also in Homeland. What's that show called? Homeland?
The Boys?
No, not Homelander. It was with Claire Danes, I think is the one it was.
No idea. But they couldn't have done a better job finding an actor who doesn't look like Henry Cavill, right?
Oh, dude, it's spitting image.
Yeah, he looks like he'd be Henry Cavill's little brother.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It kind of looks like Tom Welling it kind of looks like Tom Welling and Henry Cavill had a fuck baby. And that's,
yeah, a little bit.
That's who we got.
It wasn't she was in House of Cards.
Okay.
Yeah, I like her, dude. I like her a lot. Like Marvelous Miss Maisel, like her and Alex, whatever the girl's name that's the other girl that's on that show, are the reason I watched that show. She's hysterical.
Apparently, this
But I
dude
just
was
don't
in-
know. Like Lois Lane, honestly, to me, feels like a step back for her.
Apparently, this dude was in Twister.
The old one
Yeah.
with Jodie Foster.
Yeah.
Was he alive?
That's what it says. Or maybe he's going to be
How
in
old is this dude?
Twisters. Oh, no, it's Twisters. Never mind. The new 2024.
Oh, so he's going to be in the reboot or whatever.
sequel.
He's
Yeah.
going to be in the reboot. Yeah, I don't know this guy from A Hole in the Wall, dude. I don't know who he is. Like, was he in anything noteworthy? Wasn't he like in Teen Wolf or something?
He was in Pearl, something called Pearl, something called
Oh yeah,
Hollywood,
the X trilogy or whatever.
The Politician, Look Both Ways, Affair of State, We Own This City, Twisters, The Greatest Hits, The Answer, Following Chase, The Sunlit Night, Project Payday,
Oh, he was in House of Cards too.
Lady in the Lake, Save My Life, Boston Trauma, Locked In, and One Bad Choice.
The Politician was actually pretty good. That's the one with Evan Hansen. What's his name? He's the one that does magic in Pitch Perfect. What's his name?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen Pitch Perfect?
I don't watch that stupid shit. Ben Platt.
Yeah, Ben Platt. The Politician was on Netflix, and it's a Ryan Murphy, I think, show. I don't remember this dude being in it. But it's been a while since I've seen that. So
I mean, it's good to see, I guess, DC kind of go in the Marvel route, early Marvel with no-name actors, to play Superman. And I mean, I guess the actress playing Lois Lane's a little bit more well known if you watch Marvelous Miss Maisel, which I don't. So,
but she was a big role in House of Cards too.
I didn't watch House of Cards either.
Well, House of Cards I haven't seen it either, but my brother was telling me when I was talking about Miss Maisel, my brother was telling me about House of Cards because he likes House of Cards, and said that she was in quite a few episodes apparently. But this other dude just looks like any other good-looking. He's probably English too, isn't he? With that last name, he's from London or England or whatever.
No, he's an American. He's born in Pennsylvania.
He's got an American accent. Well, that's a nice little change of pace.
No, he's American. He was born in Pennsylvania. He's from America.
It's a natural American accent.
Yeah.
When's the last time we
never like Snyder casted all British people for?
Well, Jason Momoa sounds the way he does.
Yeah, Momoa and Affleck, but just saying, like, Cavill was British. Like, all these superheroes are British people.
Yeah. Well, good. We'll see how. I would like the dude to bulk up. He seemed pretty tiny to me.
Yeah, just put a suit on him. He'll be all right.
Do you think
I'm just not
be any good?
I think it has to be. I think James Gunn is going to put everything he can into this because it's his home run swing, right? He's kicking off his universe. He's the first one, really. Well, now I guess not. Now it's Blue Beetle, but originally he was the first one to put his stamp on this new DC universe and kick it off right. And I was from the get-go when they announced him as the leader of this shit. I said he's gonna come out. He's gonna direct the first movie. It's probably gonna be Superman because he's gonna want to hit the ground running and put his stamp on it and make it to where everyone else has to beat his first movie. And I think it has to be good. If it's anything, if it fails, I think you're gonna see. I don't know. I don't want to see you'll see the catastrophic like collapse of DC Studios, but like if this one flops and then Batman Brave and the Bold flops, oh boy, it'll be rough sailing for old James Gunn.
I don't know if anything like that has Batman in the title would flop. Do you?
To ask that to Schumacher.
Yeah, but now is what. But didn't those movies at least like do something? Like, what was the box office haul? Wasn't it like good for?
I mean,
it
it
just
pretty
wasn't
much. I would say it pretty much fucking stalled George Clooney's career a little bit, because at that time he's coming fresh off of fucking ER and Roseanne, and he had like a rocket pack of success on his back, and then kind of same thing with Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was coming off of all the shit he did, like Top Gun and Willow and all that shit, and then he played Batman. It was like that rocket that was strapped to his back ran out of fuel, and he was fucking just kind of puttering around. Same thing with George Clooney. He had that rocket on his back, played Batman, and kind of fucking puttered around a little bit.
Dude, the Clooney and Val Kilmer ones just merge all together for me. For just shit. Ish and Corbin, dude, they're fucking crazy about that stuff. Batman. So I'm looking at the top. So 9 high, or it's ranked as far as gross, box office gross for Batman movies. 9 is Batman and Robin, but not to, and this is adjusted for inflation. At number 8, it's Batman Returns.
Okay. Batman Returns wasn't a great movie.
Yeah, but Batman Forever did 336 million, where Batman Returns did 266. Batman Returns is better than Batman Forever.
Wait a minute. Is that a quality Blink-182 shirt I see?
Yeah, I just got this at the concert. And I got the poster back there and my new Funko Pops. Oh, there's another Blink-182 Funko Pop right there.
Again,
Batman
like
Forever did it.
So
Batman Begins.
Look at the cast in that though. Like,
and Batman Forever.
Yeah, you would expect it to do big numbers because it's got Val Kilmer, Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, Nicole Kidman, Drew Barrymore, Chris O'Donnell. Like, the cast of that movie alone in normal times would scream.
Yeah, but
fucking box office success.
This came off a successful like intro to the character, right? Like, Batman is huge. Batman Begins follows up, and they cast Michelle Pfeiffer in it. Michelle Pfeiffer was huge back then.
Well, Batman Begins didn't follow up on this. It was
Batman the
Forever,
first,
then Batman and Robin. Oh, the Michael Keaton?
Yeah, Michael Keaton, Batman. So Batman Michael Keaton did really well, right?
Right.
And then Batman Begins was the next, or
Batman
Returns.
Returns.
Fuck these names. Was the next one, and Batman Returns is the 8th.
Yeah, because it wasn't very good.
Yeah, but
there's a reason why they took it away from I can't think of his name now.
Tim Burton. And the Batman Begins didn't have anybody in it. Batman, the first Michael Keaton one, 411.5 million. I mean,
why do you keep saying Batman Begins?
Oh, I don't know why the fuck I keep saying that.
Batman
the
Forever.
First Batman with Michael Keaton.
Yep, the
Batman. 411 million.
Okay.
The Batman with Robert Pattinson did 736 million.
Mm-hmm.
And these are adjusted for inflation.
But also more people, more fans. There's probably way more Batman fans now than there was back then.
And The Dark Knight Rises is the highest grossing Batman movie at $1.08 billion.
Because I was riding that wave of The Dark Knight, and everyone was coming out to see it. And
The Dark Knight Rises is shit.
Then you get, I was born in it. You get fucking
Do you remember that trailer first dropped?
yeah.
And we were like, what the fuck is he saying? And they had to go through and redub all of his lines.
Mm-hmm. Because you couldn't hear
And
him
you
over his little
still
mask.
can't fucking understand him.
Yeah.
Dark Knight Rises is bullshit. They ruined Robin. Joseph Gordon-Levitt at the end, like he's just some dude named Robin.
Yeah.
I get really upset when people are like, Christian Bale is the greatest Batman ever. No, the fuck he isn't.
He's pretty damn good.
He's not the greatest. I'd much rather have me some Batfleck than I would Christian Bale.
I don't even think Batfleck is the greatest.
I don't think he's the greatest, but much rather have Batman or Ben Affleck. At least Ben Affleck looks
Kevin
like
Conroy is and always will be the best Batman.
Yes, fully agree. And the best Joker?
Heath Ledger. Oh, it's hard because I really like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker a lot,
But
but I
Mark
think
Hamill.
it's still Heath Ledger. Mark Hamill, no. Mark Hamill is not the best Joker.
Mark Hamill's voice is what inspired a lot of the shit to come after it.
Dude.
Because look
Mark
at what
Hamill
you had
plays.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill plays the same fucking voice for every character he does. I'm sorry to tell you.
Yeah, but he didn't back then.
That's his British
Look
voice.
what you had.
If you watch Batman the Animated Series, he's the Joker. You watch the Kingsman where he's trying to do it in British accent, it's the Joker. You watch the Flash where he's the trickster, it's the Joker. He's only got one voice.
If it ain't
man.
broke,
It's all
don't
the
fix
Joker.
it.
It's all the Joker. Like Mark Hamill, I would not say Mark Hamill.
Dude, I love Mark Hamill's Joker, dude. Here's the thing though, like think about what we got before the animated series. Gene Hackman. Not Gene Hackman. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Gene Hackman was Lex. Jack Nicholson and Mark Hamill's Joker are completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And then who else have we gotten before Mark Hamill? Is that the only one? Cesar Romero is probably the most like Mark Hamill's, I guess.
Well, I think Mark Hamill probably modeled it after him since Caesar did it first.
Yes. But Mark Hamill's become like everything you see from the Joker now is like kind of deriving from that.
I don't think
more
so.
sinister.
I think it's all Heath Ledger. Like a lot of people are taking off of Heath Ledger's performance.
Joaquin Phoenix looks like directly like Heath Ledger. I struggle because like I love that Joker movie so much. But does his portrayal of the Joker feel original to you?
Yeah, it does to me.
I feel like he borrows a lot from Heath Ledger's portrayal.
I don't know.
Even down to like the face paint.
I mean, that's not really. His face paint's different than Ledger's.
Yeah, but it's kind of smudged and stuff. Like, well, I guess it's not, is it?
No, it's not smudged until till the end when he gets in the accident and they take him out and he takes the blood and
he smudges it all over his face.
Yeah. But he's got more of that, mommy daddy issues than Ledger's Joker. Ledger's Joker was just pure chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos incarnate.
I don't know. I love Mark Hamill's Joker.
I mean, it is good, but the fact
Did you
that
see your wife called you out on Pitch Perfect?
Yeah.
She knows.
Funny. Dude, are you kidding me? Anna Kendrick's a fucking smoke show. So is Brittany Snow. Like,
oh, Brittany Snow, dude.
I watched those movies for those two, and then when they added Haley Steinfeld, who's also a smoke show, let's go.
Dude, you know what's unfair? Haley Steinfeld was the ugliest little kid.
You think so?
And now she's gorgeous. Did you see True Grit?
Yeah. But she's
an ugly little kid, dude.
She's supposed to be like that because that's the character of Maddie. She was like,
no, but she had
dirty, rough, gruff child.
You saw her on the red carpet for that movie and stuff, and that's what she looked like, man. Like obviously they dirtied her up or whatever. I don't know what the word is I'm looking for.
She was a little kid, man.
But I remember my wife's like, "Oh, Haley Steinfeld came out with a new album." I was like, "Oh, she's still around?" I didn't know she was like around. And I'm like, that is the same girl. I was shocked.
She can be around all she wants in my world.
Oh man. Well, next on the docket.
Haley Steinfeld on my ween.
Oh my gosh, dude.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not familiar really because I haven't watched Miss Maisel, Marvelous Miss Maisel, so I'm not really familiar with either one of these actors' bodies work, which could be very well help them when it comes to this Superman movie. Because James Gunn going this route with lesser known actors allows him to do what James Gunn does is take obscure properties and put them in the forefront and make them good. So who knows what they do with Superman? I just hope that when he's saying this is going to be a young Superman, we don't go all the way back to Smallville, get his whole origin story again, and we don't, and it's going to be like we get Smallville, and he doesn't put on the suit till like the end of the movie.
I'm just glad it wasn't Nicholas Hoult.
I want it to be Nicolas Cage.
Nicholas Hoult seemed like the front runner for like a couple months, it felt like. And he actually, I guess, tried out for Lex and then decided to remove his name from the Lex consideration and try out for Superman instead. But I mean, he's all right, but did you like him as the Beast?
I didn't think he was terrible, but I still stand by that the best live action Beast is Kelsey Grammer.
Oh, Kelsey Grammer's phenomenal. Do you see the rumor that he might be in Deadpool?
Yeah, I've heard that. He was in Deadpool 2.
When?
He makes a cameo as Beast in Deadpool 2.
That's Nicholas Hoult, dude.
No, it's
when they open the door and they see the X-Men there.
Yeah, it's the older X-Men, isn't it? I'm pretty sure.
No, it's Nicholas. I'm pretty sure it's Nicholas Hoult.
All right, well, I'll take your word for it.
Is that Deadpool 2?
I believe so.
Or is that Deadpool 1?
It's 2.
Yeah, it's Nicholas Hoult. Evan Peters is standing behind him. Ty Sheridan's there. James McAvoy. I don't think that's the actress that plays Storm. Maybe it is. And then Nightcrawler.
Yeah, because he's driving around in the scene. He's driving around Professor Xavier's wheelchair in the mansion.
Yeah, but it was Nicholas Hoult. Kelsey Grammer's portrayal as Beast is one of those perfect castings. Like I saw a Facebook post, like, what castings, gone down its perfection? That you know what I mean? Kelsey Grammer as the Beast was it.
What's up, Patrick?
What up, brother? But I don't know. Who do you think they're like? So Rachel Brosnahan, I don't think is that young, because David Cornsweet, whatever his name is
30.
He's 29. And Rachel Brosnahan, how old is she?
It is Nicholas Hoult. You're right.
30. I guess they are close enough. 32. It's just weird, man. Like, I'm used to seeing her like as this comedian and stuff. Do you remember Amy Adams was cast as Lois Lane and like it felt like a step back for her? She's barely in any of it. Was it Amy Adams?
Yeah, she was Lois Lane in Man of Steel.
In Snyder's thing?
Yeah.
But like they made her just like a set piece essentially. And that's not a knock on Amy Adams. That's a knock on Zack Snyder's awful writing.
I mean, she was a pretty big piece of the puzzle in Batman Superman. I mean, how else were we going to get the Martha? Your mom's name is Martha?
Is it Batman versus Superman or Justice League where she's like in a cavern and she gets stabbed or something? Which one's the one with is it Deathstroke? No, it's not Deathstroke. What's his name? Zod. What's his name? What does he turn into?
From Abomination or Doomsday.
Doomsday. Thank you. Is it Batman versus is he in Batman versus Superman?
Yeah,
Doomsday?
Batman versus Superman. Yes.
where Lois almost dies or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it's Batman versus Superman, where Batman dies, and then he comes back as the black suit Batman in Justice League.
No, Superman.
Sorry, Superman. Yes, he comes back as the black suit Superman in Justice League. So yes, it's Batman v Superman, where Superman dies.
Gotcha. Because he like sacrifices himself for Lois or something.
I can't remember. Ask Max. He's seen that fucking
That
movie
movie's
a million fucking times. I blocked that movie out.
That movie is so bad.
Corn
I don't
sweat,
know.
corn sweat, corn sweat. I
I don't know. Maybe this guy will do good. I kind of want to watch something with him in it, but he's only done like 3 things.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm going to. I used to be one of those people like, oh, I hate this casting, and then they come out and they're fucking amazing. I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to wait and see what it looks like, and then I'll give my opinion. When's it come out? 2025.
He's he's not that well known. I don't think anybody can be like, oh my god, like I can't wait to see this dude.
In some of the pictures I've seen of him, like he looks like a douche nozzle, dude.
It's like, hey, he looks enough like Henry Cavill to play another Superman-esque character like Henry Cavill, but we don't have to pay him the same kind of money as Henry Cavill. We got a win-win-win here. You know?
Like sometimes he looks like Anakin. What's that actor's name?
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, look at this one.
Joe's Doolin's excited that they casted a virtual nobody. I agree. It is nice that they did that. But like you said, following the Marvel formula, who knows what, the rest of there's rumors going around out there that Bryan Cranston's going to play Lex Luthor, but he's kind of shooting those down. He's like, that's asinine. Why? Is it just because I have a bald head, you automatically think I'm going to play Lex Luthor?
He said it was lazy, didn't he?
Yeah. It was lazy fan casting.
I just think he looks awesome, but isn't Lex and Clark supposed to be like close in age?
Yeah.
Like Bryan Cranston's like what, 60s?
I don't know. I don't know how old Bryan Cranston is.
All right, well, let's switch gears a little bit.
Bryan Cranston is 67.
Yeah, it's quite a bit older. He's pushing 70, bro. Well, let's switch gears to Marvel. No news is good news. Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four for the last couple months has been saying that they've solidified who's going to be the Fantastic Four. And the big article that broke a few days ago is that everybody left. Who was it? It was supposed to be Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, Paul Mescal, and Daveed Diggs. And now they're saying Daveed Diggs is the only one that potentially could still be in the role as Ben Grimm.
The only castings I heard were the potential Margot Robbie as Sue Storm, but the for sure one that every like insider who's got information was in on was that it was in fact Adam Driver playing Reed Richards. I wonder if they're really out or if this is like ploy because today was the deadline for them to make a deal, so they could be potentially going on strike. And that's why they're backing out, or Marvel is saying if you're going to go on strike, then we're going to recast. And Adam Driver's like, do it.
I want them to get some no names.
Do it. I don't know.
Young though. Don't go the Miles Teller route. But I don't know, man. It's just fucking weird. This whole Fantastic Four thing. It's just red flag after red flag. Don't you feel like that?
I just think that everything is so. I think Marvel, after the success of Endgame, right? Marvel went in this quantity over quality approach to where they're like, oh, we're going to give you 3 movies a year plus TV shows plus this plus that plus this plus that blah 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 blah. And
We've seen them really walk that back lately, though.
Yeah, now it's kind of biting him in the ass where they're like, all right, well, nobody liked Phase 4 except for Darth Lopez on Renovision because Phase 4 set up Phase 5. Nobody really cared for what came out in Phase 4. Marvel's trying to do all this other shit, and it's not working. Marvel fans are clamoring for something different. They get something different, and they're not happy with it. So it's like they don't even know what they want. And now you get all these movies that they're like, oh, well, you know, like Echo's being a TV show, and then you're going to get Daredevil, which is 18 episodes. You know, you get all this stuff, and you still haven't seen it pay off in any of these other movies. Like, how long are we going to have to wait to see Haley Steinfeld as Hawkeye in a movie, as Kate Bishop in a movie? You know,
apparently,
it's weird that Kamala Khan was the most recent person, and she's going to be making that jump into a movie right away.
Apparently, what I read is the end of the Marvels is supposed to be Kamala Khan meeting with Haley Steinfeld, and they're talking about
the Young Avengers.
Yeah, Scott Lang's daughter, Cassie. Thank you. I don't know, man. I think the big thing is too, like, so.
But now Thor's got a daughter too, to throw into that. So, I mean, you could see that they're laying that ground, and then of course you have Wiccan and Speed, who are also in the Young Avengers. Like, the Young Avengers cast is coming along and being set, but it's just like Blade is another one that is constantly being shelved or pushed. This Fantastic Four constantly being pushed. The X-Men, like, there's not even been a mention of the X-Men yet. Of course,
well, the X-Men, I think they have to wait for certain contracts.
Yeah, but still, like, you could have like that announcement, of, oh, X-Men's coming this 2026 or whatever. But just the Fantastic Four, man. I don't know. I don't know how much truth there is to to me, with the situation that's going on right now is, SAG-AFTRA's negotiating. The writers are already on strike. The directors signed, but now they're talking about the actors going on strike. And this could be just kind of like a show of solidarity where they're telling, Adam Driver and Margot Robbie, well, if you go on strike, we're going to recast and move forward with our movie. If the script's already written, I don't know if the script's already written yet or not. So if the script,
are they even allowed to show them the script?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of all of that, but like, I know Captain America New World Order, I'm not calling it the new one because the new name's stupid, but New World Order just
Brave New World.
Yeah, finished and wrapped shooting today or yesterday or something like that. I just saw the article that they've wrapped shooting. So they still shot that through the strike. So I think as long as the script is already submitted before the strike happened, they can move forward with it. But with connections and people who are struggling actors in Hollywood, the writer's strike has all but halted all the productions except for animation. How are these
people gonna eat, dude? Because some of these people, they've gotten like one script, you know what I mean, and they make a couple $1,000s, or they sell one script and that's enough to get them by for the year or something like that.
There you go, Zaggy. Zaggy said, I'll gladly play the thing and sell for 30 million, 3% of the toys.
Oh, the toy sales are going to be monstrous. But I think the biggest thing with Marvel, dude, is like, they've been hyping us up and letting us down. So they're like, Ant-Man, it's going to be so good. And then you went and saw Ant-Man and you're like, that was okay. And then Doctor Strange, it's going to be so good. And then you go see Doctor Strange and it's okay. Then Thor was supposed to be the big thing, right? Like Taika Waititi and all this stuff, and Thor's everybody's favorite character now, and that movie was god awful.
it got into this place of complacency, man. They got into this place of complacency where after Endgame, they were like, we're the hottest shit around. Nobody can touch us. And they got into complacency and bad writing, bad acting. And that's my thing with the writers thing is like, okay, I think they deserve, royalty rights and all that for streaming. They deserve to be paid. But on the flip side is if they're going to be paid, they need to produce better content than the bullshit they've been putting out.
Well,
we need
Kevin Feige's to blame here too, because Kevin Feige is developing the framework for this whole thing,
but he's not writing the scripts.
He's not writing the scripts. He's approving them, right?
Well,
He's
I don't
the one
know.
that's saying, and he has an outline. He has an outline that they're supposed to follow, right? Because he's kind of the architect of the whole universe building.
I think it's more so of like a do this, don't do that. This can be in there, that can't be in there. Because we're planning on something down the line. I think he's just handed the final script and he reviews it and he's like, okay, that's fine, that's good. You can't have this. He just edits everything up.
Yeah, I feel like he's
Joe Doolin says that She-Hulk's writer's room should make negative money.
Yeah, that ending was lazy. I just feel like he is supposed to be the architect of this whole thing. And doesn't it feel like at times that they don't know what story they're trying to tell?
Well, I think a lot of that is because they're trying to do this multiverse stuff and they've already kind of like, it came out and said, well, we have this giant board of multiverse stuff where we write all the multiverse stuff down so we can keep it in continuity and under control. Well, it already feels like they're out of control with it. Like they don't know where, if or anything fits in.
And it's really bad when your whole thing is supposed to be this new saga, I guess, is all multiverse. And there's been 3 other multiverse movies that have come out from other studios that are better than anything you've put out.
Yeah.
I mean, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Spider-Man, and what's the other one we were just talking about? A better multiverse movie.
Into the Spider-Verse. Or well, you already said Across the Spider-Verse.
Everything Everywhere All at Once, and wasn't there another one? Oh, The Flash.
Yeah, yes, The Flash.
Yeah. So there's been
how could I forget about The Flash?
The Flash has its issues, but it's still a better multiversal movie than Doctor Strange was.
Yeah.
But I mean, he actually went into other freaking multiverses. But I just feel like where you used to be the shining example of quality storytelling, and they had their missteps. Iron Man 2, Thor: The Dark World, like they've had their missteps. Avengers 2. But you're getting shown up, dude. And if I was Kevin Feige, I'd be like, wait a minute. We're the ones that started this universe building idea. And now we're getting beaten by Sony, Discovery, and fucking A24.
It's because they've lost the Marvel formula, dude. Like I said, it was like they had this roadmap all the way up to Endgame. They had it all planned out. They knew everything was going to connect. And post Endgame, it's like they don't know what's going on. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know how things are going to connect. And now add in Jonathan Majors and his allegations and the dude who played Submariner and his allegations and what's that going to do to these movies and what's that going to do to this. And, it's just, I just think that it's a quality of a product. Their fucking CGI has gone downhill. It's just like
dramatically.
They think that now everyone's just going to go see a Marvel movie so they don't have to be these epic spectacles anymore like they once were. Or they're so busy trying to make everything the next Endgame when they don't have to, that it doesn't work.
I also think that they're trying to get us to care about characters that don't really need their own spotlight, like Echo.
Well,
or I don't know. Like if I was Marvel, like Chris Evans wants to walk away, fine, recast him. Keep Captain America in your universe.
You don't need to recast him. There's so many Marvel heroes out there that they can pass the mantle like they did to Sam Wilson. They don't need to recast.
I know. I was just using him as an example, but they're doing a lot of like the characters that we're all clamoring for to see. They're not doing those characters, right? We don't have a Nova. We don't have X-Men yet. We don't have like instead they're giving us the Eternals and Miss Marvel and Shang-Chi. Well, Shang-Chi was I like that movie, but like they're trying and don't get me wrong, I like the diversity thing. Love it. But it almost feels to the point where they're sacrificing storytelling for diversity.
Well, they're doing that on purpose because of the culture and the way the world is right now. Everything's all about equality and diversity and, fucking LGBTQ and all that. So that's what they're taking those characters that target more towards that, and they're putting them in the forefront to catch everyone, to not just draw in the comic book fan or the Marvel MCU fan. It's to connect to everyone now.
I just noticed that with Disney in particular, they seem to go through these waves. So like Disney will be riding high and then they'll go through a stint like they did in the mid 90s where they're coming out with stuff and it's just not good. Like around the time that and I actually like this movie, but they just weren't doing the numbers that are Disney-esque numbers, like when Brother Bear came out, those kind of movies. So they were riding high with Lion King and Pocahontas and all these things, and then they go through a dip, and then they come back up. They're riding high with Marvel and everything, and then they're going through. I think we're in the dip, and then Disney's just going to come. Disney's always going to be here. Like they're the world's largest movie studio, but they're one of the largest brands in the world too. Mm-hmm. Like I think we're just going through a dip. But if I was Kevin Feige, I'd be like, all right, guys, we need to fix this. Like, I would much rather them not come out with anything for a year or two.
That's why they brought back Bob Iger.
Yeah, but Bob Iger's only going to be CEO for 2 years. He's trying to find a replacement because Chapek was an idiot.
Well, I mean, be that as it may, that's who they're trying to get to turn around the world. So,
but do you really think Bob Iger's telling Kevin Feige, like, you need to step up your game? No, Bob Iger just told Kevin Feige, let's not release so much shit. But that was Chapek. Chapek's like, release more. Mm-hmm. That was his whole thing because, correct me if I'm wrong, before he was the CEO, he was in charge of the theme parks.
I believe so.
So his whole thing is money, right? And Bob Iger, yes, money is a concern, but I feel like Bob Iger, quality is also a concern. The way he talks, it just seems that he really cares about delivering a good product. Whereas Bob Chapek is like, how can we maximize our return? I know he's not a creative, but he does hire people. I mean, he came in and got rid of the dude that ran Marvel TV. Who was that?
I don't know, but they like cleaned house on
or whatever.
They fired the like VFX chick and they cleaned house. I know that.
That was Bob Iger. So Bob Iger, the best leader, like maybe he's not a creative, but the best leaders know how to put people in situations, how to get rid of people that aren't up to the situation or up to the occasion, right?
You're not up to the occasion. You're out of here, son.
But if I was Kevin Feige, I'd be pissed because this is his name on the line, and nobody's coming. I don't remember the chick that directed the Eternals. All I remember is that Kevin Feige was in charge of that shit and came out with a bad movie.
I don't think we really know how much Feige is really in charge of. Like, I think he just constructs the overall world and then leaves it up to the directors to. He's just a producer, man. His name's just on it. He just oversees it. So you don't know really how much he's.
I know something's broken there.
Joe's doing says, I think the pandemic scared them. Having all movies tied together means one pushback screws up the whole thing. Well, and they're already kind of doing it because the Kang Kang stuff, and like now the writer's strike, all these pushbacks are screwing up everything.
Dude, if I was in charge of one of these studios and I'm hiring somebody like a Jonathan Majors or David Cornsweet or whatever to be one of my tent pole, like a Robert Downey Jr., one of my tent pole actors or actresses, you better believe I'm paying millions of dollars to do extensive background checks. I'm talking to friends of friends of friends, you know what I mean, to figure out who this person is. Because how is it that you're getting so much fucking controversy for like Jonathan Majors, the dude that played Namor? Brie Larson was involved in some controversy when she first got into Captain Marvel, right?
It just takes a little bit of alcohol and the wrong situation to start it. It doesn't necessarily mean they have a checkered past. It just one situation, one, wrong move, one bad drink and poor choice, and now all of a sudden you're a fucking abuser. Who knows?
But Jonathan Majors apparently, and their NYPD, the thing I read is they put out a warrant for the chick that accused Jonathan Majors of this latest thing. But apparently there's a bunch of evidence that even though this one might not be real, he's done it plenty of other times.
Yeah,
according to things I've read. So how hard is it to fucking find that shit?
Innocent till proven guilty, man. That's all I'm gonna say.
I understand, and I'm in the same boat as you. Innocent until proven guilty. I hope the dude's innocent. I hope he's truly innocent, not just found innocent. I hope he's truly innocent. This is an awful thing to be accused of. But dude, man, like, have a little bit. I mean, I can't, like, if I got arrested for doing drugs, right? You know how hard it would be for me to find a job? Or if I beat my wife, you know how hard it would be for me to find a job? They're just hiring these people. Like, they do extensive background checks for normal jobs. Why aren't they doing that for fucking... You're handing somebody millions of dollars to be the face of your franchise. It just I don't know. It just feels so cavalier.
Well, the problem is a lot of people keep this shit under wraps, and because they don't have money, they can't gain anything. And now, Jonathan Majors was pretty unknown, and then now he's getting that Marvel money, and then he gets cast in Creed 3, and so he's starting to get a little bit more known. And so then it's like, oh well, there's that payday. I can come out,
bubbles up,
yeah, and say, oh, I need to make some money, or my house payments due. Oh, I'm going to bring up these allegations or this abuse that you did to me 10 years ago, and you're going to pay me to shut up and not ruin your career. So I'm going to get this payday, and that's pretty much what it feels like. Is like a lot of these people, maybe not in this situation, but a lot of these people come out of the woodworks and they're like, oh, well, he beat me 4 years ago, and now I want that money, son,
Yeah.
So I know they arrested that girl, Zaggy, but there was also someone he was involved with on the set of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania that is accusing him of this stuff. So it's more than just this one instance that he's being accused of. So
yeah, and that's what I was alluding to. He may be innocent of this one, but there's a lot of other things that are coming out. Remarkably, like, there's a lot of articles and stuff saying Jonathan Majors this, Jonathan Majors that. Not a whole lot of stuff coming out about the Namor actor. You notice that?
It's all kind of just... Yeah, I don't know. I think the bottom line here for me is that superhero fatigue is real, and we're in it. And until they put out something that blows our minds and that is new, and they could potentially do that with Fantastic Four. Who
I
knows?
think Deadpool 3 is going to make gangbusters.
I don't. I mean, maybe because they pushed
The
it up.
return of
So,
Hugh Jackman.
well, yeah.
But I just find it weird. Like Spider-Man did $1 billion, No Way Home, and then they followed it up with Doctor Strange. That was just okay. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't love it. You know, I saw Spider-Man No Way Home in the theater like 7 times, dude.
But you're also look at the audience a Spider-Man movie draws. Look at everyone knows Spider-Man. Everyone wants to go to see Spider-Man. Not very many people give a shit about Doctor Strange.
Yeah, but that movie features Doctor Strange and sets it up that this is going to be a direct continuation of that Spider-Man movie. And turns out it was originally supposed to come out before it. So the movie was written to be what sets up Spider-Man No Way Home. Sony freaking got in a hissy fit and made Marvel release it before Doctor Strange. So there's no mention of, I think, one side comment about the Spider-Man thing. There's more of a direct mention of Spider-Man No Way Home in Across the Spider-Verse than there is Doctor Strange.
Well, it makes sense that there shouldn't be because, everyone's going to forget who Peter Parker is. So in Doctor Strange, Peter Parker didn't make the wish, or Spider-Man didn't make the wish. Peter Parker did. So if you don't know who Peter Parker is anymore, why would you bring it up?
Oh, dude, you know what? That's a plot hole. Fucking Spider-Man Across it. Everybody's supposed to forget who Peter Parker is. And that's how Toby and Andrew Garfield go back, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yet in the cartoon, Mary Jane still knows who Jake Johnson's Peter Parker is.
It's separate. That shit is not connected to.
But
the Tom Holland shit is not connected to Across the Spider-Verse.
But they make it. But what weren't we saying when I need to watch No Way Home again? Weren't we saying that it was like across the board? That's why all those holes in the universe got plugged up. Because all those people forgot who Peter Parker was, even their Peter Parkers.
But it's this universe. The whole world knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. So all of those other universes are crashing into this one because that's the universe that knows where that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
So only affected Tom Holland's universe?
Pretty much, yes.
Interesting.
Different timelines, man. Different universes.
Well, let's talk about some more Marvel stuff. Secret Invasion. Not sure why the background's a different color on this one, but whatever. 2 episodes have come out. We have not talked about the last one, have we?
Mm-mm.
Why didn't we do that last week?
I don't know.
We did have a show last week.
Yeah, we talked The Flash.
I guess it was just so forgettable.
We talked The Flash and we talked woke culture.
Wasn't there something else we reviewed? It was The Flash and we talked about Craven, the trailer, and SDC boycotts or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this show is trying. So I don't know how many of you guys are watching it. We are going to get into spoilers. This show kind of starts off with what's the word? They want it to be impactful. I didn't find it that impactful. The ending of the first episode.
No.
So, Colby Smulders, who plays Agent
Maria Hill, is killed at the end of the first episode. And directly after that episode, there was like, oh my gosh, Marvel just did this, Marvel just did that. That's a big thing. And I'm like, who the fuck cares? Like, why is that? She's barely in anything. I feel like Coulson's death was more impactful than Maria Hill's. Don't you? No, because Coulson came back. I know you can make the argument of, oh, well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't canon, but it is because they used Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to set up Avengers 2. And then there was mention of Avengers 2 in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So you can sit here and go, well, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't canon, but it is because you set it up that way. So the Coulson thing, I really feels like it feels like to me it's kind of null and
It
void.
became empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I like Colby Smulders. I didn't feel like the big I didn't feel like this big fucking gut punch, I guess.
Dude, I felt like episode 1 of this was really boring. Like it was really slow for the first 20 minutes. And it's not until Amelia Clark you find out who Amelia Clark's character is, that the show kind of picks up.
Well, and she's a really good actress too. Like I
And then
feel like she's a good addition.
I feel like episode 2 was much better and did a much better explanation of the scrolls and like the magnitude of the event you're facing and how like you don't know who can be a scroll. And I kind of agree with Zaggy here that the second episode was better set up who the scrolls are, and Rhodey is probably a scroll. I agree. Kind of the way Rhodey is talking to Nick Fury, you get that feeling that he's a scroll.
Yeah, because he almost takes pleasure in firing him.
Yeah.
What's the show that Rhodey is supposed to be heading? Armor Wars.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not familiar. Is that a storyline that you're familiar with?
There is an Armor Wars storyline in the comics. Yes, I'm not 100% familiar with it.
So
I don't know how they're going to do a movie called Armor Wars when he's the only. Well, I guess him and Ironheart are the only two that wear suits, unless like Justin Hammer comes back and starts making suits.
Well, and now you have I was thinking Blue Beetle for a second. Don't you have somebody else that kind of wears a suit?
Well, you have Ironheart, Riri Williams.
Yeah.
You have Rhodey, and I guess you could count Pepper Potts as she's rescue.
Oh, but Gwyneth Paltrow's already said she's done, I'm pretty sure.
Gwyneth Paltrow doesn't even remember being in Marvel movies.
So part 1, Stark War. This is the Armor Wars from 87. Part 1, Stark Wars. After Iron Man finishes a training session in order to impress a general, he returns to Stark Enterprises. He compiles a list of several armored criminals.
I mean, if I'm talking about just MCU, Joe, but I mean, if you want to go off comic books, like Norman Osborn had a suit, the Punisher had a suit. There's been several characters that have had Iron Man-esque suits.
So Justin Hammer is in the Armor Wars storyline. Apparently, Spy Master sells Tony Stark's designs to his rival Justin Hammer. Iron Man goes after the Stilt Man. I don't know half of these characters, dude. I know Justin Hammer. Well, Iron Man gets Mauler to surrender his battle suit without a fight.
If there's anything with Iron Man in it, you know it's not going to happen because he's dead.
Well, apparently, the big rumor that's been for about 6 months is that Tony's coming back in some capacity.
Pearly.
I mean, they have a multiverse now. They could do whatever they want.
Tom Cruise.
Part 2, Glitch. Iron Man intercepts and negates the Raiders and later finds out one name is missing from Hammer's database due to a glitch in the upload. Iron Man ruthlessly attacks the Beetle as he tries to steal exotic pieces of art. This sounds boring as fuck, dude. The Captain, an alias used by Steve Rogers at that time, thanks Tony's for the new shield. But after having learned of Tony's crusade, he tries to dissuade him from continuing. Meanwhile, Rhodes, disguised as a villain Electro, lets himself captured by the guardsmen to infiltrate the vault. I have a feeling that this is going to be another one of those in-name only things. I don't know, man. If he's a Skrull, then how does that... Is he a good Skrull then? No, because he just fired Nick Fury. I don't fucking get it, dude. I don't feel like they know what they're doing. But I will say this, dude. The fight scene in the when is it Gravik and his two guys that go into that meat shop and start murdering all those dudes, that was fucking awesome. I thought that was really cool. He picks up one guy and puts him on a meat hook.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was more violent than Marvel is known to be. So that was a nice little change of pace. But it's not enough for me to say, oh, this show's great.
Well, to me, the premise of it, like, it's built to the Skrulls where, you know, in the war with the Kree, and they were getting their asses handed to them, and they were trying to find a new world. And Nick Fury promised his and Miss Marvel, or, you know, Captain Marvel's Carol Danvers' help in finding a new place to live. And now the main Skrull's pissed off because he feels like Nick Fury went back on his word and forgot about them and isn't helping them, you know, find a new place to live. And then all sides are lying to each other because, you know, there was only supposed to be a handful of Skrulls on the Earth, and now, what's his name, Gravik? Or
Gravik is the main bad guy.
Okay, the main good guy. He tells Fury that Talos that there's hundreds of Skrulls on there, and so now Gravik is taking after, you know, Gravik is praised for being this warrior and losing his family in the war with the Kree. You know, he's mad that Nick Fury kind of built him up, and then now he's went back on his word and hasn't helped them find a new world yet. And so
now they're just going to take
extracting his revenge. And like the whole premise of this of like, well, you don't know who is and who isn't a Skrull. The Skrulls could be anyone, and that's what it's supposed to be, the scary and unpredictable nature of this show. But the problem is you can tell, like, they act so much different. Like, you can tell Rhodey kind of gives off that Skrull vibe, and
something's wrong with him.
Yeah, Nick Fury's picking up on it. You can tell that, you know, Nick Fury was a Skrull when, you know, towards the end there when he shot Maria. You could tell that the dude was the good Skrull that saved Nick Fury when he was, you know, taking him away in the van. And like, it just, the minute someone's on the screen, you're like, oh, okay, well, you can tell they're a Skrull already because they're not played the same.
The one that kind of shocked me until he started running was what's his name in the bottom middle there? What's his name? The guy that was in Sherlock.
I didn't even notice that, Zaggy. That Zaggy says that all the Skrulls wear some kind of green on them.
Does Don Cheadle have green? I should turn on my TV and just scan through the shit.
Martin Freeman, Everett
Freeman.
Everett Ross.
His shocked me a little bit because now there's a big question: was he always a Skrull? Was this just a Skrull at this time? Is he captured somewhere, or is he running around somewhere else? Because the last you see in, is it Black Panther? He gets picked up by his ex-wife, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who I can't remember what her character's name is. And there's supposed to be something else start. So is he off doing that? And this is just a different Ross? Like, there are questions about his character. And
Well, and then
Rhodey,
they have
it might pick up later. I really like Gravik as a villain so far. I like him.
Well, the interesting part is like they have a president in this movie, but in Captain America, Thunderbolt Ross is supposed to be the president. So it's like, where are we going here?
Or you find out that because Thunderbolt Ross, isn't he third in line? Isn't he like?
Well, I think he runs for president and gets elected to be president.
Well, we don't know that in the movie though.
Joe's Doolin says the problem is I don't care about any character in this series or what happens to them. I agree.
I like Ben Mendelsohn as Talos. I really like Emilia Clarke.
But why do we care about Talos? What has Talos done that we care about?
I don't. I just like him as an actor. And he doesn't bug me when he's on the screen. Nick Fury's starting to bug me a little bit. I feel like Nick Fury, and it's no offense against Samuel L. Jackson, but Nick Fury has kind of overstayed his welcome a little bit. It's like, what are you still doing here, dude? Why has everybody around you died except you?
Because he blipped and came back.
So it doesn't do anything to explain to us like why he's like hardened now.
Because he blipped and came back. He's
angry about that?
Well, he always thought he was Nick Fury. He was the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. He was always untouchable. And Thanos came and snapped him out of existence. And he got brought back 5 years later. So he's no longer got that feeling of invulnerability. Like he knows that at a moment's notice, he could be wiped from the face of the earth. So now he's trying, and so he no longer really has a purpose. So that's why he went and S.H.I.E.L.D's gone. So that's why he went to Sword and ran away to space, because everything he built on Earth is gone.
Yeah.
And now he's watching everything he built be destroyed and people he cared about killed. So he's struggling with it.
So I want to call out to who said that about the green.
But it doesn't make sense though either, because if you go back to Spider-Man No Way Home, which was before Endgame. Wait, no, was it? Yeah, it was before Endgame.
After Endgame.
No Way Home was after Endgame?
Yes, because they blip and then they have to finish their last thing at senior year and he's graduating school.
Oh, that's right, because they make the joke about the older kid. Yeah, okay. Never mind then. Because I was going to say, Talos is portrayed as, you find out that Talos was Nick Fury the entire time in that, so.
Yeah, at the end. No, you find out Talos is Nick Fury at the end of the second Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No Way Home. I mean, Far From Home. Sorry.
Oh, okay. That's why I was confused. No Way Home's after Endgame. Far From Home's before Endgame. No, wait.
No, it's not. It's after. Because Far From Home is when they go to Europe and they make the thing about the blip, and they have that one older kid on the class that likes MJ that's trying to like sabotage Peter.
Now, so I'm fast forwarding through the second episode to see if I spot anybody wearing green. So far, the British lady that torments that guy in the meat locker is wearing a green sweater.
And we know she's a Skrull.
We do know she's a Skrull?
Yeah.
Does it say that? Dude, I'm realizing I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to this.
I'm pretty sure she's.
But like the president is on the TV right here. He's not wearing green.
I don't think he's actually is that a president or is he? I just kind of got.
Oh no, he's FXN
he's just like a news.
Yeah,
which that's a link
like
to that's a link to the Daredevil Netflix series at FXN News.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the Happy Gilmore dude, what's his name?
Shooter McGavin.
Shooter McGavin. He's not wearing green. He's got green eyes though, and I don't think that actor has a natural green line. And Gravik's got, so I think I'm just reading into things. I think the green thing might be a nice little thought, but I don't think it's legit. But Emilia Clarke is wearing a green bracelet. But you already kind of know she's a Skrull.
Don Cheadle isn't wearing anything green except his tie is questionable.
Is his tie green?
No, but his tie is kind of like multicolored.
When does he fire Nick Fury? Is that at the beginning of the episode?
No, it's at the end. It's towards the end.
When he goes on the run?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. My consistency is kind of the same as Joe Doolin. I like all the actors, but the characters I don't really are poorly written. I just don't care about them.
So there's a United Kingdom person is wearing a green necklace. But Don Cheadle's not wearing anything green in this.
Don Cheadle.
Green is pretty prominent, like more prominent that you would think clothing would be. Like green clothing. Like I'm watching the courtroom scene. It's not a courtroom. It's like a
tribunal.
What's it called? Yeah, whatever. And several of the world leaders in the back are wearing green stuff.
I mean, that's like the most
Don
intriguing
Cheadle.
element to the show to me is like you don't know who's going to be a Skrull and who isn't, but once they come on screen, you can kind of tell by the way the demeanor is, especially if it's like a established character. Like
his watch face is green, dude.
Whose?
Don Cheadle's.
Is it?
Yeah, it just flashed it across the screen when he's like talking to them and using his hands. The watch face of his is green.
Mm.
Maybe it is.
There you go. But right now, 2 episodes in of this 6-episode series, and I'm just kind of like, it's a show. It's there. It's filling the void of something to watch while we have nothing to watch. Because
watch Silo, dude. Silo's fucking awesome. Just aired its season premiere or season finale yesterday. And it's fucking awesome. That show is a mind fuck.
I don't know.
But yeah, there's not a whole lot of anything. We've started watching stuff from like last year that we didn't get a chance to watch. Like we just watched Friend of the Family on Peacock, which was really good.
That's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back and watch Succession and watch all these shows that I didn't watch when they were on.
Yeah, Succession's one that I need to watch just because everybody said how good it is. I mean, I'm not leaving until Sunday to meet up with my family, so I think I have some time.
And some say that Lance just might not go at all.
No, I have to.
Yeah, The Bear is another one people tell me about.
Miss Davis is one I want to see. It has the girl from Glow, a show that I really liked, and they got canceled.
I'm getting excited that they're bringing the new season of What We Do in the Shadows is about to start.
Is it?
Stoked for that. Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, it feels like a dry summer, does it not?
Well, it's going to be even drier fall when because all the writers are on strike.
But we still have stuff coming out. I mean, you've got Miss Marvel coming out. You've got Blue Beetle coming out, but no TV shows, I think. I just don't understand. These companies are on some of these projects are making billions of dollars. Why can't they just pay their writers, man?
Don't know.
I don't get it,
Don't
man.
know.
I hope it gets cleared up because I want to see some new shit and some good shit. So hopefully that a few months of not writing anything will come out with some better shit.
I'm not investing in The Witcher, dude. I didn't care for it to start. Now that they're just gonna transition from fucking what's his face to Liam Hemsworth, I'm good.
Did you know that show that none of the actors knew that Henry Cavill was leaving until they finished filming this season?
No, I didn't.
Apparently, I don't watch it either because I'm not into that. Like I'm not a Game of Thrones fan or Lord of the Rings, like that fantasy type shit. It's not for me. But I did read that he kind of came out of nowhere and said, I'm not coming back.
Zaggy says that, or Joe Doolin says that Disney Plus lost $900 million last quarter.
I don't think that they're really like, how did it lose people? Like, or how did it lose money? Because 90% of their content is it because they bought the Sony deal? Would that be how they lost money? 90% of their content of what people are watching is old shit or Disney Channel. Like I know my girls watch Disney Plus. Like you think about the shows we watch on Disney Plus. So like what, 10 of them? It's not like Netflix that basically now
cost of production exceeds revenue.
I don't think they're concerned about it. Do you think they're concerned about it?
No, they basically have a license to print money, so I don't think they give two shits.
I think where they do have some concern is they've had a few box office bombs over the last basically since Endgame,
but mostly been
Strange
animation,
Worlds,
though.
Eternals,
Animation
Red.
and Pixar movies.
Disney's direct-to-consumer segment, which includes the flagship Disney Plus streaming service, suffered loss of $659 million in the just-ended fiscal second quarter, the company said. That was significantly lower than the $850 million that analysts projected and less than half than what it was 2 quarters ago. So we're losing less money than they did 2 quarters ago. That's essentially what it's saying. And they were expecting to lose more, but they didn't. I don't know what this means, dude. The loss from streaming will increase by $100 million this period because of shifting marketing costs, Chief Financial Officer Christine McCarthy said Wednesday on a conference call with analysts. So they're expecting all this. But a wider loss this period, which McCarthy characterized as a little blip, rose back some of the progress Disney has made towards achieving profitability in its streaming business. The company is simultaneously seeing a sharp decline in its traditional TV business, which includes ABC and ESPN. So it's not $900 million they lost in Disney Plus. It's their direct-to-consumer market, which includes Disney Plus, Disney Channel, ABC, ESPN. It's $900 million across all those things, and ESPN is bleeding money right now. They just fired several of their anchors that they've had for like 30 plus years, and that's not new with ESPN. That's been going on. Remember Mike and Mike, Matt? Mm-hmm. Like since Mike and Mike got canceled, they've been firing people left and right. I think Max Greenberg is out now, or Max, what's his name? Apparently he might be jumping over to Fox because Disney's not renewing his contract. They got rid of Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose is gone. Keyshawn, whatever his name is gone. A lot of people are gone. And ESPN, the other issue they have is that their streaming network sucks.
ESPN Plus.
It's awful, dude. Half the time, like you're like, oh, it's on ESPN, so I can watch it on the app, like a game or something. And then come to find out, oh, it's on ESPN, but you can't watch it on the app. Like you have to be
the problem with ESPN, dude, is that like you're the worldwide leader in sports, but they don't have the games people want to watch. Most of the time, the games people want to watch are on different networks. TNT, TBS, fucking FSN. Like
I think they're the worldwide leader in sports broadcasting, but I don't think they're the worldwide leader in like sports games, because fucking YouTube just got the NFL Sunday Ticket contract.
which DirecTV's had for years.
Yes.
Which that could be a clusterfuck with streaming. Like, I could see that being a massive clusterfuck.
How so? What do you mean?
Streaming on YouTube. Like, look at Amazon, dude. So Amazon had trouble streaming NFL Thursday night football games at the beginning. And there has been other, like, it's just like if their streams crash or their quality isn't good, like, I don't know. I don't really know how well YouTube, NFL Sunday Ticket going to YouTube TV is going to do.
I mean, I think YouTube is more. I mean, Amazon Prime, they turned it into, like, Amazon Prime was never meant to be a live television network, right? But YouTube TV was built that way. So, like, Hulu live TV, like, it's a different infrastructure than, like, Hulu, right? So, I don't know. I think YouTube is probably better prepared to handle it than Amazon was. And plus, Google, like, as far as their streaming shit, they're light years ahead of everybody. They've been running YouTube for over a decade.
Yeah,
Prime picked up live TV, that live football thing, and had nothing else live. And Netflix is the same way. Do you remember what was it that came out? The Chris Rock special. Like, Netflix was never meant to be a live streamer. They came out the Chris Rock special and it went dead for like 10 minutes.
Well, they tried to do the same thing with, like, that show, the Love is Blind finale, and it got all jacked up. And, like,
oh yeah, there a bunch of people tuned in and it, like, wasn't there. I think YouTube's probably better prepared for that.
We'll see. They better be, because they're messing with an entity in the NFL that they don't want to be messed with.
It's like DirecTV, like, they've had the streaming stuff. They had DirecTV Stream, I think it's called, right? And was that freezing?
They've had on demand, and they have their own streaming. They have their own, like, app now where you can stream through it, and, like, you don't need the DirecTV box, but it's still, like, the same thing. They're used to streaming live TV.
Yeah, and I think YouTube TV,
it's a matter, but then again, you've got to worry about overloading the server and overloading the feeds and all that now. Like, all these people tuning in to games that are streaming, do they have the bandwidth? Because that's the problem with the Thursday night football game, is that a lot of people were complaining about the quality of the stream, and that as more people got on, the quality diminished, and you have to have
but I think that's because
internet.
they're not built that way. I think from the ground, like, YouTube TV is built differently than Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime was never doing live anything, right?
Joe Doolin says, by the way, Disney's direct to consumer is just streaming, not their TV. So it's Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus.
Well, ESPN Plus is losing megabucks. And Hulu, they've been talking about wrapping up the whole thing and just rolling it into Disney Plus, like they do it in every other country in the world. We're the only country that has Hulu and Disney Plus. Everywhere else has Disney Plus, and then you go in and there's that Star thing that's basically Hulu. I don't know, man. All I know is that they need to step up their... I get excited to watch these things, and I'm consistently let down, dude. With Thor being the most recent one.
I don't feel let down by it.
You didn't feel let down by Thor?
Nah. I felt more let down by the way they handled Gore the God Butcher, but
yeah,
I still had fun with Thor. Like, it wasn't some cinematic masterpiece, but it also wasn't like the worst movie I've ever seen.
It's one of the worst Marvel movies.
Yeah, but
it's in bottom 5.
I don't know. Again, the Secret Invasion just isn't.
We'll see
It
if it
isn't
picks
terrible,
up.
but it isn't great. It just kind of exists.
We'll see if it picks up. It's
I definitely
second
hope it picks up.
episode. This second episode was better than the first, in my opinion, but it still feels kind of like slow. How many episodes is this supposed to be? Do you know?
I believe it's 6.
Only 6?
Yep.
They don't learn, do they? Every time we talk about one of these Disney Plus things and it's 6 to 8 episodes, we get to episode 5 or 6, and I'm like, when the fuck is this thing going to pick up? Because they only got 2 episodes left. Hopefully Daredevil's better. I mean, is it 18 episodes, Daredevil?
Daredevil's 18, yes.
Watch, they're going to be 20-minute episodes instead of hour-long things.
Maybe, who knows?
I don't know. It's we'll see. I mean, I think they're already losing faith in their stuff. That's why Echo is being released all at once.
I think Echo's being released all at once because they've got the content. They already made it, and instead of losing money, they're just going to drop it all to get it out there and move on. So, I don't know.
I mean, and that's another return for Vincent D'Onofrio. You think it'd be more and apparently
I think it's still a
Punisher
test
might
to
be
see.
in it too.
I think it's just a way to test the market to see if, okay, our numbers are better if we release it all at once versus episodically.
Why do we have to test the market? Netflix has been doing that since day one.
Yeah, but this is a different beast.
And their binge numbers are, I mean, Netflix leads subscribers. Do you know that they came out with this password thing and they gained 20 million subscribers?
Well, yeah, because everybody who fucking was enjoying Netflix content or watching shows on Netflix that just started and got booted off because they didn't have passwords have to go back and fucking sign up again.
But meanwhile, I was like, I might cancel this thing. It's the most expensive one by far. And I rarely use it. I can't remember the last thing I watched. Oh, I watched Extraction 2 because I couldn't find anything else to watch. They're saying that The Flash probably would have made more money if they just released it on HBO Max. Did you see that, Matt?
No.
Yeah, they're saying that they wouldn't have lost as much money if they just released it on HBO Max and didn't go for a theater. And now you see the director of the new Aquaman that's coming out. He's like imploring people to go watch this movie in stating, even though the DCEU is ending and being rebranded or whatever, go see this movie because it's incredible or whatever. Like they're already playing damage control and that movie's not coming out for another like 6 months.
That's if it comes out and doesn't get pushed again.
That'd be a mistake on their part. If they push it, they should just not release it. I don't know. Makes me wonder how bad Batgirl actually was, though. For them just to shelve it.
Who knows?
And yet they were okay releasing The Flash with CGI that looked like it was done by a 10-year-old and learning how to do CGI.
I guess it just kind of depends on where you are. And I mean, the whole thing with Batgirl is that they were saying it was going to be like X amount of money in reshoots. And so why do you want to spend another $100 million in reshoots when you could just shelve it and cut your losses and write it off?
Now they're saying that it's possible it could see the light of day.
It won't. It never will.
Did you hear that Kevin Smith apparently has a copy of the Joel Schumacher cut?
He does. He's confirmed it. He confirmed it on his podcast.
Like he owns it?
Mm-hmm.
You should just leak that shit, dude.
He's showing it at his movie theater and that's it. He's not like, he doesn't own the rights to it to put it in theaters.
Doesn't need to be, and nobody needs to know. Just leak that shit. like the Deadpool test sequence that got us.
Somehow everybody already knows. Everybody already knows it was Ryan Reynolds that leaked it.
Yeah, but they couldn't really prove it. Everybody thought, but I don't know.
All right. Well, I think that's a good spot to end it tonight. You got anything else you want to talk about?
No, just a reminder, we will not be having a show next week, but we will be returning to give you guys some San Diego Comic-Con coverage. Matt and I will both be there. We're excited about it. I'm excited just to get to California, dude. I think the weather is going to be so much better. But yeah, no show next week. And have an amazing July 4th. Oh, and Alan Arkin died today. Argo, fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So rest in peace, Alan Arkin.
R.I.P.
And that's it.
All right.
That's all I got.
Well, on that note, I want to thank everyone for hanging out with us. Thank you, Joe's doing. Thank you, Leftover Zaggy. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you to my beautiful wife. Thank you to Eric. Thank you to Derpy Entertainment. Thank you to everyone in the chat for hanging out. And catch us in 2 weeks as we return to hopefully a weekly show. But until next time.
All you freaks and geeks,
come all you freaks and geeks. Let's listen to Absolute Geek.
Absolute Geek.
We'll go ahead and spread our cheeks.
Spread the cheese.
And drink
And
some
we're for
Cosby wine.
we'll
Come
drink
on,
some
yeah,
Cosby wine. It makes me
I
feel
wonder how many of
real
these
fine.
Max actually understands.
See you next time on the Absolute